just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.
Hello, good evening, everybody. It's Friday night. If you're watching us from the Pacific or in California, where I'm based, it is 9:06 p.m. on a beautiful Friday night. I heard it's kind of getting hot now, but it cannot be hotter where I'm at right now. I'm currently in Manila, and temporarily, of course. And happy viewing to everybody. So good evening, everybody. And if you're watching us from the Philippines, magandang tanghali sa inyong lahat. Also, if you're watching us in different parts of the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And of course, happy viewing to our team replay and our team share. And just for everybody's knowledge, we are live on different podcasts, namely Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. And if you're using Amazon Fire TV, just look for PHLB Radio channel. And as always, if you're using Alexa, just say, Alexa, play PHLB Radio. Simultaneously, we are also live on PHLB Radio Facebook page, as well as airing live PHLB Radio YouTube channel. Hopefully by now you are all subscribed to PHLB Radio, so you won't miss any of our show. Just click on that notification bell. That being said, this is gonna be a very exciting show today. One of the special shows that I'm proud to be doing, because today, June 27, which is a Saturday, which is a Friday, it's the feast day or the fiesta of Mother of Perpetual Help, or Our Lady of Perpetual Hope, or in Tagalog, Ina ng Laging Saklolo. So this is the feast day, and since I'm currently here in Manila, so I was privileged and blessed that I was able to witness how it's done. And just to give you just a highlight of it, I was there last night. And the celebration, would you believe the celebration is for the whole month of June? So every Wednesday, all the devotees and the devotees, as well as with our Christian as well, more of our Catholic brothers and sisters, they always, because Wednesday is always the Baclaran Day. And Baclaran Church is the home. This is the shrine, the national shrine of Our Lady of Perpetual Help, which is located in Pasay. So every Wednesday, the devotee will go there for the whole month of June. Of course, this is a special month because it's leading to the 27th of June, which is the feast day of Our Lady. So every time people will line up and they get an image, a replica, it's a reproduction of the image of the Blessed Virgin, and that you could only avail that if you fall in line while you venerate the image, the icon. So, and that's every Wednesday in June, and then on the 27th, that's where everything come into place. So that's really awesome, because that's what we're going to show to you today. But before anything else, I think we're going to, firstly, you will be asking me, the one that's in the National Shrine, is that the original icon, original portrait? No, the original portrait can be found in St. Alphonsus in Rome. And we'll show you that as well. We have a video of that as well, because I was lucky to be able to see that last time I was in Italy, and I really looked for that, and we'll show you that my experience and some pictures as well. So we'll show more pictures at the end of the show. But for now, I think the best way to understand, especially for our brothers and sisters, because when I was looking at the portrait with the icon, there's so many symbols and there's so many letters and there's so many things going on in that portrait, and there's so much symbolism. and that's what I'd like to discuss first. So to give everybody, it's more like to give everybody some knowledge and some information and symbolism of all these things happening in that portrait of the icon of the Mother of Perpetual Help, or ina ng laging saklolo. So I think what we're gonna do with the help of our back office of Johan as well as team, our tech team, is to display the icon with the number, and I'll do the number one by one. And I don't know if they're able to highlight the image, but we're gonna keep it on air, so at least we'll show you, and you could follow when I describe each number, each portion of that portrait. So it kind of gives you an image, and it gives you knowledge of what it is. Okay, let's show that for now, and I'll keep that right there. Oh, yeah. So one, if you look at one, which is on the very left-hand side corner of your screen, that is a symbol. And of course, people before we don't know what it is. I didn't know what it is. I grew up going to the Baclaran Church and of course doing my prayers, my novena with Our Lady of Perpetual Help, or the Mother of Perpetual Help. I really don't know what those symbols, what it meant. Okay, that number one on our list, which is you could look and you could follow. It's on the left hand side of the image. It says Theotokos. That symbol, it means Mother of God. See that number one on the left hand side, it means Mother of God. Second, look at number two. There's a crown, right? The golden crown. Okay, hold on. The golden crown. Oops. Okay. The golden crown, Our Lady's crown, represents. See that crown that the lady and Jesus would have. That represents the many miracles she performed under the title of Our Lady of Perpetual Help. The crowns on both Jesus and Our Lady represent royalty. So, di ba, pag may crown, it signifies royalty. But before we continue on the other numbers, let me say hello first to my good friend, dear friend, the iconic and legendary Ivy Violan is watching. Hilda is watching from the Philippines. Roynick Hernandez is watching as well from Project 7. And sabi ni Ivy Violan, hello, my dear friend Josh. Hello to you too, Ivy. I missed you. Tyrone Deville is watching us from Quezon City. Good afternoon, Josh, watching from QC. I think it will be best if you could hold on because there's so much information, and I think it's good that we know what those symbols means. Okay, let's go back again to that icon. Okay, so we already said one is the one on the left-hand side. It means Mother of God. The crown on both Jesus and Mary signifies royalty, as well as the crown on the Blessed Virgin. They are crowns of the many miracles, or represent the many miracles performed under the title of Our Lady of Perpetual Help. Now, the stars, number three, the stars on the Virgin's veil. You see, if you look at there's stars on the veil, and that reminds us that she is the star of the sea that leads us to the safe harbor, which is Christ. Okay, again, it signifies that that's the star of the sea on the veil, the star of the veil that leads us to the safe harbor, which is Jesus Christ. Okay, number four. Okay, number four is, okay, I'm missing my, okay, my connection here is unbelievable. Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, we got, okay, that's the, okay. Okay, number four is that's the two angels. You see the two angels? A lot of times people just assume they're just angels, but the left hand side symbol is the initial for Saint Michael. Okay, Michael the Archangel, and I guess everybody knows who Saint Michael is. And on the left, the right, the number, Okay, yeah, hold on. Number 5 is the Saint Gabriel, the archangel. So on the left-hand side is Saint Michael. Underneath the Greek letters holds the spear. Okay, see, and you could tell that it's Saint Michael because Saint Michael holds the spear and the sponge of Christ's passion. And then on the remember the spear that was and the sponge. Remember during the crucifixion, Christ, there was a spear to the right hand side of underneath by the chest, and that represents the Saint Michael what was holding, and then on the number on the right hand side, looking at the icon, the right hand side is Saint Gabriel that holds Christ's cross. Okay, Christ's cross and the nails. Okay, so it more depicts the crucifixion, the cross as well as the nails is held by Saint Gabriel, and the Greek initial underneath around that area that says that says Saint Gabriel Archangel. Now, number 6, if you look at 6, it's the Mary's mouth, the Blessed Virgin's mouth. Mary's mouth is small to signify her silent recollection and prayer. Okay, 7. If you look at the eyes, it's very sorrowful. But what it means is Our Lady's eyes gaze away from Jesus. If you look at that, it's not looking at Jesus the way normally you look at someone else, but it's looking upon us. It's towards us, the viewers. Okay, she is the sorrowful and pleads. She is sorrowful and pleads with us to avoid sin and love her son. Right? Oh, right there. Thank you, guys. Okay, Jesus who died for us. Our sins resulted in his suffering. She wants and pleads with us to love him. So that's the mouth and the eyes, right? Now, another interpretation includes her large eyes, because people would say it's larger than the normal, which sees our problems, and the way it's kind of bigger. It represents that the Blessed Virgin that she sees our problems and needs. She always watches us. Okay, the red tunic. Remember that tunic underneath, or like normally we call it the undergarment. The color that Virgin wore in times of Christ. According to another interpretation, this color represents royalty again. 9, number 9. Okay, number 9. The ICXC. Okay. Number 9 is right there. See, before we didn't really pay attention to that. ICXC means Jesus Christ. Okay, and it's a right hand side of the crown by Jesus, the baby Jesus. Number 10. Look at number 10. Thanks, guys. Our tech people, our back office, doing a fantastic job, guys. Okay, the hands of Christ. If you look at the hands of Christ, the small hands, together with the Blessed Virgin's hand, Christ's palms face downwards. He places them in Our Lady's, which indicates that the graces of surrender are in her hands. Okay, naka-surrender siya. Okay? 11 is the yellow background or the gold background. If you look at the whole background, okay, a lot of people were thinking it's just the painting. No, it symbolizes heaven, where Jesus and Mary are enthroned. Yellow also shines through their clothing, thus showing that they can bring heavenly happiness to weary hearts. And then number 12, the dark blue mantle. Number 12, if you look at the dark blue mantle, mother wear a dark blue color in Palestine. So during that time, see number 12, like the cloth, the mantle. Number 13, yeah, right there. Okay, number 13, Mary's left hand. Remember Jesus, the right and the left, but it shows the left hand of Mary. She holds the hand of Christ in a posture of possession, which possesses the Christ. It is a consoling hand to all those she helps. It is a consoling hand to all those she helps. Okay. Number 14. The loose sandals. Okay, growing up, I never understood why the sandal was kind of loose and like it's gonna fall. And then it says the fallen sandals holds various interpretations. In one interpretation, the loose sandal represents Jesus running in haste to his mother while gazing at the angels holding the instrument of his passion and death. Remember Saint Gabriel and then Saint Michael? The sandals, in some interpretation, also represent Christ's divine nature untied from the bounds of earth. Yun ang mga interpretation. Okay, now that we know all the 1 to 14 of those symbols, so we kind of know now, I think hopefully by just listening and by understanding the whole symbol and its representation, it gives you a deeper meaning of the icon of the portrait. So we know now that the angel is Angel Gabriel and then Angel Michael. And then, of course, the spear and the sponge is the one that poke the side of Jesus during crucifixion, while the angel Gabriel is holding the nails and the cross. So these are and then of course the eyes of Mary, as well as the small mouth, and then the red tunic, as well as the mantle, the dark blue mantle. Now we know, of course, the small hands of Jesus, as well as the hand of Mary on the left, and then of course the loose candles, and not to mention also, and not to forget rather, is the two crowns, the crowns on Mary's head, as well as Jesus, that signifies loyalty and divinity, as well as the crown that Mary wear, or what she's wearing, is really symbolizes all the wonderful things that she has done, all the miracles she has done as a mother of perpetual help. Hey, now that being said, let's say hello to everybody else. Lito Manukil is watching. Hi, Lito. I don't know where you guys are watching us from, but please do say so and put on the shout out. See, Luz Marasigan is watching. Hello, Luz and Eddie. Hopefully this week, I think this next week, as I promised, I would be able to go there and see you. Mary Vickery. Hi, Mary. It's been a while. Happy viewing to you and all the people watching us. If you could do a shout out, so I could do a shout out for you. If you could put your name as well as a little note on the chat box, I would be able to mention your name. Okay. Now let's show now. Okay. Like what I said, I was privileged to be here in Manila the whole month of June. So I was able to go every Wednesday the whole month of June as to pay respect to Our Lady, or our Mother of Perpetual Help. And of course, they're giving this replica of the icon, and they only would give that if you fall in line as you go closer to the altar, and you'll see that as well later in our video. But on the last day, which is the 27th, which is not a Wednesday, but it's a Friday here in the Philippines and also in different parts of the world. Right now it's 27 in Los Angeles, or in the US. So there was a procession in the morning. And the funny thing, it rained so hard, and people said that when it rains that hard, when it was pouring cats and dogs, it is a blessing from above. And in a way, it symbolizes washing of all our sins, and acknowledging that we are all sinners and we were redeemed and we were saved by Jesus during crucifixion. Remember John 3:16? For he so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, and whoever believes in him will have an eternal life. And that's basically what the representation they said of the rain. Now, I'll show you now in the video would be what I took for what happened during the last portion of the celebration, and I'll do the voice over and that. So as you could tell. So this is a fiesta of pag-asa. Fiesta is a celebration of hope. And if you could see, there's a line of people. You'll see that on the bottom of the screen. There's a long line of people, a queue of people, and trying to get two things. One is the replica of the icon of the portrait, as well as you're being given flowers. And people were really in orderly fashion. Kudos to the organizer. They did a fantastic job. People were not rushing. It was very solemn. It was very it was so quiet, and people really, and there's of course we kind of muted the sound, but it's all day rosary being recited, and then of course that gives the feeling of surreal, the feeling of being holy and being so close to the Blessed Virgin. Okay, so you'll see, and this is the front part of the Baclaran Church, which is considered the national shrine of Our Lady of Perpetual Hope, and it's located in Pasay, and the traffic was really minimal because all the vendors around the area, I guess, for some wonderful reason, they were minimalized, or there were not as many compared before, and they gave us. Now if you see those pews that are vacant, because what they did is all the devotees, all the Christians, or the Catholics, or the devotees who would like to be part of this celebration, they were asked to take a seat on those fuses, and at the same time, by number or by line, they are asked to fall in line. They were asked to fall in line to get closer to the Blessed Virgin's icon. And then see, if you look at the front side, and there will be a better video later, the people who received the icon, the replica, would have to kind of like, as a blessing, put it closer to the icon, the original icon that's right there. And people line up. You're getting two things: one, flowers as you get out, and then either roses or orchids or carnations, and then you're given per person this icon of a replica of that icon, which is so amazing. Hello to Jenko, is watching from Las Vegas. Si Emma Consul, I miss you, Emma, is watching us from Carson, California. And then see, yeah, people are just patiently waiting for their turn to get close to the icon. See this lady in front of you, right? See, she's already holding. She's been there on her, and then I think this is her second time to get close again. She has the flower as well as the replica of the icon, but she still wants to get in and fall in line, I guess, for the second time around, because she just can't get enough of being so close, because it's the feeling of being holy, I guess, and just being so blessed. Okay, and then this is my line. As you could tell, we orderly, we get in there, we did our line, and we're patiently waiting for our turn to get in there. Josephine Castillo is watching us, the beautiful branch manager, and recently promoted at the BDO, or Banco de Oro, which is the number one bank in the Philippines. And she is located at the Regis Center right across Ateneo in Katipunan. So you could tell there's not a mob of people, there's a lot of people, but they are lined up in an orderly fashion. And then see those two individuals on the right hand side by the podium. They're reciting the rosary all throughout, from all the four mysteries, the joyful to sorrowful to glorious, and as well as, of course, to luminous. And it's continuous prayers of rosary that has been recited. So if you ask me, does it get boring? Do you get tired? No, because there's rosary being recited right after each other. Okay, so that's really such a blessing. So we're still lined up. It took a while, but again, you know, you see those ladies, they're putting the flowers together, a rose together with either orchid together with that, or a bunch of roses or carnations, or with baby's breath. And it's really so you don't bring the flowers, they give them to you, which is so cool. And those are supposed to be blessed, that you could take home with you and you could put it in your altar. And that signifies that you are so close to the Blessed Virgin Mary, to the Blessed Mary of Our Lady of Perpetual Help. Ern is watching. Ern is watching us as well from Manila. So happy viewing to you as well. Okay, so this is what's going on inside. And see, and then just be patient and you'll see we're getting closer to the icon. See this man in front. So he's saying his short prayer, and he's blessing his petition and his benediction, and maybe his prayer and his wishes. Yeah. So this lady in red, see how she would turn the icon, the replica, front and back, and try to get it as close to the image. You kind of like press it to the image, and it seems like it's being blessed, and it becomes a holy replica of the image or the icon of the Blessed Virgin. So you say your prayer and you press it upon that icon of the Mother Perpetual Help, and that's how it's done the whole day. Okay, and of course I was not able to watch the parade early on because of the rain, and of course we have to get all our people, our friends and family to get there, but most of them, because this was a Friday and it rained so hard, and we have to go there after work. Okay, so that's how it's done. And I have never seen this before. I've been a devotee of Our Lady of Perpetual Help since I could remember, and I have never been privileged or blessed enough to witness how the celebration is being done on a yearly basis. And this is the pageant. This is what's happening during during the feast day of the Mother of Perpetual Help. And this is such a a momentous occasion for me. It's a momentous event to be able to see and participate and be part of this celebration. And this is one for the books. And I hope that one day you would be able, if you are given a chance and you are in the Philippines or happen to be in Manila, and in the month of, or in the day, in June 27, the day June 27th is the feast day of the Ina ng Laging Saklolo. And I want you, hopefully the Filipinos abroad and even people in the Philippines who are away or far away from Pasay, or some people would say Pasay City, that would have a privilege or a chance to participate in this pageantry or in this special celebration of the feast day of Our Lady. See, the flowers are just amazing. It's not just on the altar, it's across the whole church. The whole church were adorned by this beautiful flowers arrangement. And you see that from the whole church, not only the inside, but also the periphery. And you see that in succeeding videos as well. Yeah, so people, we got there almost like 10 in the evening, or like 9-ish in the evening. And the church is still filled with people. This is one church that is open 24/7. So it caters to everybody who wants to visit the Lady of Perpetual Help, to say your prayers, to ask petition, to say your thanksgiving. And it's just one special occasion that I am lost of a description. And those empty seats are because the people are already lined up, because it was a packed packed building for that particular night. And it will go on until wee hours of the morning. And this happens every single day, meaning people going in there. It, unlike in some churches, even churches across the globe, Most of them, after a certain time, they already close the doors. Not Baclaran Church, which house the icon of Our Lady of Perpetual Help, and the Baclaran Church in Pasay is considered the national shrine of Our Lady of Perpetual Help. Eh, anyway, so see, people are praying the rosaries while they're in line. They're praying their novenas. They're praying their petition, and they're just patiently line up and see the queue of people. And they don't mind if it takes forever. They just want to get as close and say the respect or pay the respect to the icon of the lady. See, it's all the way from the altar, all the way to the entrance of the church. And this is not a small church. Now, what you're seeing on screen is the hallway going to different statues of the saints. So there you go. Um, Considering that this is a Friday night, you're everybody's welcome. You don't have to be dressed up to get into this church. You could people are wearing slippers, sandals, and you could tell from the outside it is wet. That's why not a lot of people you see outside. They try to get shelter in on the church, and there that's the baby child Jesus or the Santo Nino of Cebu, and this is now how the church looks like from the gate. And that's the altar that you're seeing right now in front of you. It's the iconic altar of the Baclaran Church. Yeah, and then you could tell, okay, and then people are still coming in, and this is already past 10 in the evening. And then I'll show you the other side, which is the other chapel across, and then the where people would light candles for their petition and for the disease or any special intention that they have. And of course, the first saint. I passed the first ever Filipino saint, happens to be Ruiz, Saint Pedro Luis, and then that's Pedro Calungsod, the one you just saw. And there's some statues of I think that's the Saint Francis, and then the other lady is the Lady of Lourdes, right there. So, and then people, they put roses, they put sampaguita, which is a national flower, and then this is leading to the whole hall of candles, and you'll see that as well as. Again, this was taken late in the evening. You could tell it's still raining. It's still drizzling outside when I took this. So so we're going into now the hall of candles. They call it the candles hall, where people would light their candles for special occasions and all that. So that's the whole area, the whole place is of candles, and the prayer that needs to be recited when you light a candle is this one. It says the kilang liwanag, halina't mangahon ang ating kalooban, and it's a prayer while you're lighting the candle, or either you do it before or after you lit your candle. And then people still pray their rosaries or their petitions or their novenas in this room. Okay, and you'll see thousands and thousands of candles are being lit. Okay, and that's the container where you could get your candles, and for a small donation. It doesn't matter whether it's a piso, 10 pesos, 100 pesos, 1,000 pesos. It really doesn't matter. You give your donation, whatever the dictates of your heart, or whatever in your heart, and that's the money you put in that little box, that black box under the rail or the rack of candles. See? And people are just pouring in, they're just coming in and out. And there's another altar which been decorated with flowers, and I've never seen this. The people putting so many flowers, because it's the feast day of the Lady of Perpetual Help. So the beautiful flowers right there, people are bringing them in, and of course you're not supposed to take them with you, but it's more of a paying respect. And that's how the Catholic, and of course Philippines being the only Catholic Asian nation, or the first Catholic Asian nation. There's a lot. I think I would say 90% of Filipinos are Catholics, and of course, they are very, and then it's a matriarchal. So as we all know, Filipinos by culture, we love our moms, and of course, we kind of gear towards our mothers than our fathers, and and now you're seeing the outside, as you could tell. Normally, on when it's not raining, it's still drizzling. You could tell that a lot of people are outside. If they're outside, they have umbrella or they have a raincoat on them to make sure that they don't slip in the wet. And that's this Baclaran Church is considered